Hi guys, welcome to our Melbourne preview. We're doing it once again on a Thursday, but that's not Darren Potter.
No, it's not Darren.
It's Aaron Macy from the Punters show. Sydney
mate?
edition and
Sydney
Racing
edition.
Extra. Very
Yes.
popular show.
Potts will be back next week, I believe.
Yeah, Potts is he's just moving around this week, so we're gonna whet the appetite today, and it's obviously not going to be as in depth as Darren gives away too much information as far as I'm concerned. So just to let everyone know, Darren's set is available. It'll be available at about 6 o'clock tonight.
Yep.
Or maybe 5. So his interim set for the Caulfield meeting, and then that gets updated on Saturday morning.
All
So I have spoken to Darren about this track.
Yeah, how's he think the track's going to play, Matty?
Yeah. So look, he obviously does. He does like Caulfield. The rail's back to the true. And he says it's going to play fair. Like, I think last time the inside was completely gone, but you know.
I dig that.
Yeah. So wind and stuff. You know, just typical Caulfield. You want a nice run, but he's happy to say it's going to be fair, and it's a cracking card, he said.
Okay.
And it's going to be nice and dry. So I will say again, Darren is excited, and the streak did continue. Fletcher was having his own streak. Darren's streak of I think 9 wins in the last 11 weeks. So he had another win last
It's a good
week.
little streak, and he's keeping it firing going into the carnival.
Yeah,
So that's good building momentum into the carnival.
exactly. So how about we jump into the preview of the Caulfield card?
Yes, kick off with a 1100 metre race with
Yep.
the top 3 horses in the market of Matilda
Yep.
at $5, Pittsburgh Flyer at $5.50, and Atmospherical at $8.
Yeah, and so I suppose you'd be pretty familiar with some of these horses too, because we saw the likes of Matilda and obviously Atmospherical and a few others, Pittsburgh Flyer. They're all in Sydney last time.
Yeah, look, she was one. Matilda looked quite impressive. I saw it last prep in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And came to Sydney.
Never quite.
Well, she never
What was
really had
that?
a lot of luck.
Yeah.
She just didn't get a lot of luck when she was up here. She had the first up run at Pakenham the other day. She rolled forward to a position. I think she's a better chaser.
Okay. Yeah.
But there wasn't I think they wanted to gap her on the fair late, so they obviously didn't have her wound up for that race.
Yeah.
And I thought that she would definitely be improving from the run. So it'd be definitely interesting to hear what they have from the mounting yard.
Yeah, I think she gets the blinkers too, so it's sort of like everything's thrown in to this. Seems to be into this run, but look, seeing what she did in Sydney, I'm not that pumped up for her. But I mean, $5, $6, it's an open race, and to be honest, it's a bit hard to get our teeth stuck into this, I'd say.
Okay. Yeah. Run was okay. It was
Yeah.
against the pattern coming. If she could take a little bit of a sit. One thing I do like, I'm not a big weights person, but when they do go from that weight swing to like top weight
Yeah.
to below bottom weight, that is one thing. So it should be one that we'll be having a close eye on.
Yeah, I think so. Look, fell swoop. Beachfront has the fell swoop form, which is obviously good. Atmospherical. Look, it's got 64 minus the 2 kilos. Obviously, if the horse was sort of well weighted, you'd think it'd be a very good chance. But just that weight might make connections sort of ride it negatively.
Yeah,
Maybe there's something in
Well, I
else
think that's
in
the
mind.
best way. I think it's the best way to ride the horse. But I would just she's gone down to Melbourne to try and escape any wet weather in Sydney.
Oh, okay, right.
Because that's one thing with the horse. They don't like wet. She doesn't like wet tracks. Does race best on dry.
Yep.
But I don't think she's weighted to win here. But yeah, I couldn't find her with her. She's not an overly big.
Yeah.
A big mare. Lot of ability. Most likely she's weighted to be the best horse in the race, and I think she is. But yeah, just definitely not weighted to win here. Pittsburgh Flyers one that kind of got the winner again early, I believe, last from second up. Ran well third up last time. Blake riding for the family is always good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was a horse that beat
Earth.
Earthquake last time, so that was a good little effort, I think. So.
I think that's a good horse. Very good effort.
Yeah, look, well, from my point of view, I'll need to do a lot more work on this, and I'm sure Darren would find a few at Big Oz, because there's plenty of value in this race once you get your teeth into it.
Yeah, looks likely.
Alright, let's move on to the second.
On to the second staying event, and we've got another Sydney horse down there. Its
Yeah.
favourite coming from the midweek's entry is Marakaba.
Yeah.
It's $3. You got Kansas Sunflower at $3.50.
Mm-hmm.
Loved Up at $6.50, and Firehouse Rock at $7.
Yeah, so I did speak to Darren about this race particularly. He wanted to know where we were at and where I was at. Well, my original sort of thoughts were, fourth up, first prep. This Marakaraba comes off a midweek win, and I was like, well, I don't know, it seems pretty short. And he actually said, yeah, but have you sort of seen what else is in the race? And look, at the time I sort of hadn't got my teeth into it. And look, point he's making is this horse he's hit this race. It's an English bonus race. Must have been targeted. Everything is just going perfectly for this horse in regards to timing.
Yeah, timing wise.
Don't look at the horses it beat last start. I think Darren's pretty keen on it. Where at first I was sort of opposing it. Just you do the form.
You see midweek.
You see midweek, and you're going to oppose it. I think the point is it's $3 now. I think just naturally you'll get a bigger price. I'd sort of be laying it at $3, but if it was $4, I think it might turn into a good bet.
Okay, so you're saying around that's around $3.50 is probably its right price and something.
Yeah, look, I think I saw a bigger price, and then there was like $2.80, $3 some agencies today. I think it might naturally drift, and if it gets out, it might be worth a bet. But Darren's point was every other horse has sort of just got issues and they're struggling, whereas this one is just tick tick tick. It has to be set for this race. Like it's qualified for the English bonus. So
yeah, I've seen him in town. I saw him in that midweek race.
Yep.
He looks a very progressive horse. If you can put it all together and travel, it's still a big ask to do it all in your first prep to go down to Melbourne and race in a race like this. But ability wise, he's certainly, we haven't seen the bottom of him yet, and I think he's the one with plenty of upside, and a lot of these horses have proven to be the level that they are.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'd be leaning towards him.
Yeah, so I think Darren will be having that in his betting plan for sure, especially once if it drifts.
Yep.
Race number 3, the Sprinters.
Sprinters, yes. We've got Craftiness, another Sydney horse.
Yeah.
Starting to like this time.
Well, Darren wanted me to point out this is the first weekend, and there's a proper swarm of Sydney horses here.
Yeah.
And he says especially early in the carnival, the bookies like to bet a good price about these horses, and as they realise once again the punters come around to a bit of success, they start to tighten up later on. So I think he's a bit keen to jump into some Sydney horses.
Yeah, I'm always keen to back the Sydney horses down there. We've got an amazing strike rate down there, and
Team Sydney
seems to have a little bit of wood on the Melbourne horses.
It's got a following on Twitter, Team Sydney. So I haven't completely left Team Sydney alone.
So we've got Craftiness at $2.90.
Yeah.
We've got the ex-Sydney horse Kuro.
Yeah.
Now with Lee Friedman having its second start, and we also have Sabatini at $4.75 also.
Yeah. So well, let me just pick your brain quickly on Craftiness.
Yeah.
You've sort of seen it progress all the way through. A nice run first up to Shiraz. It's gone to Melbourne looking for dry tracks. Is that what your thoughts on the horse?
Possibly looking towards dry track. I don't think wet tracks are a problem. I think he's better on the dry track.
Yeah.
But going down there, he's obviously been targeted towards the Melbourne Spring. He's starting to make his way as one of our better sprinters.
Yeah.
His run first up was good. He paraded with a lot of improvement.
Yeah.
Shiraz was just the fitter horse. I went to the line. He's probably ran out of his skin compared to how he looked, actually.
Okay, well that's a good one for us to know.
Yeah, so he's going to take good improvement. Well, I think one other half a tip in itself is the fact that Sabatini's in the market.
Yeah.
Shin is obviously related to the trainer, and he's still stuck with Craftiness.
Yeah.
So I think he's got a good opinion of the horse, and I think he knows which one he wants to go to.
Yeah, look, and the other one is Kuro, who has gone to Lee Friedman, who I think is doing a super job, and he might be able to work Kuro out because the horse is it has a bit of head noise, I think you could say, the way it sort of runs around a bit, and completely flopped first up in Sydney last time, but then desperately unlucky its first run in Melbourne to Chautauqua,
Yep.
Easily could have run second. And look, it's got a little bit of fitness on its side. Maybe look, barrier 13, it might need a bit of luck. So look, both those horses are top of the market, and I think one of those are going to be winning.
Yeah, I think it comes down to one of those two. He was always a talented horse, and he was one that was always just going to keep progressing as he got older, I thought, because he was quite immature, as you spoke about.
Yeah, I think he'll go forward, and I think it'll prove pretty hard to beat. We'll just see. 3 races in, we might see if there's any advantage for leaders, or you might want to be getting a bit of cover. We'll find that out.
A little bit of cover. If there was one horse, they're probably just outside the market. If they are running on, would probably be the quarterback.
Yep.
Good little sprinter on his day, and can finish over the top of these when he gets the run to suit and the track to suit.
Exactly. Perennial sort of place getter. I did put a couple back to back end of last prep, but yeah, you're right. If the wind's blowing and they're running on, the quarterback's sort of drawn pretty well to sprint on.
To get the right
them.
run.
Yep. Okay. Race 4, no, it was race 4.
Oh, race 4, that's what it is.
I did fuck that up completely. Alright, race 4 at Caulfield. Do you want to do the prices, Aaron?
Yes, over the 2400 we have Albinetti, $3.80 favourite, Excess Knowledge, $4.60, and Shenzhou Steeds at $7 at the top end of the market.
Yeah, for those that have been watching the show, you sort of know that Darren wasn't overly keen on Albinetti last start, which to me is sort of something that the punters should keep in mind. It's been put up, top pick or whatever, or thereabouts, because of that sort of win. But what that tells me is that Darren wasn't overly comfortable with the numbers and the form it was coming from. So I think that's going to give us a bit of an opportunity to find something to beat Albinetti.
Okay.
Yeah, look, I think Foundry's coming from Sydney.
He was the one that caught my eye.
Yeah, look, he's finished third to Silver Ball, only beaten 0.7 of a length. That's far stronger form than what Albinetti has been coming against. The issue is obviously quickly rushing up to the distance.
Yeah, straight up from 2000 to 24, it seems all a bit quick. One thing that I did see, he's an amazing looking animal. He did look very fit when he came.
Okay.
And he looked very close to the mark. One thing that with the stable, they're just presenting their horses in such great order from what I've seen. And they seem to be racing on, getting a lot of winners in Melbourne at the moment.
So look, for what I'll say there, look, maybe the 24 might suit Albinetti. Excess Knowledge, like we do know this horse very well. I think you'll find that the Magnapel form's got a bit more strength than what people think.
Okay.
And it's also been rushed up to 2400. Look, once again, in the form guide, it looks a runaway, but sometimes with Gate Waterhouse, a runaway is actually the time to get on them.
Yeah, she always does tend to have them that.
They're a bit fitter, and they're a bit
in most stables,
and they don't have that turn of foot, which is why I'm sort of happy to excuse a 2-length loss to Mourinho first up, which says the horse is going fine, and then a 6.7 length loss the following start. So from my point of view, and the set that I do, the Melbourne Phantom, I'm definitely going to be having Excess Knowledge in my numbers at good odds.
Yeah, I would probably put it down. I thought his first up run was good. Second up run was probably a touch flat, and be ready for him to be hitting the line again third up. The Gade labelled it as a possible cup source, so I'm assuming that she has been training her for these longer distances.
Okay.
So 2400 for him is probably going to be ideal.
All right, well, there's a little bit of value, I think, in race number 4.
One other, just quickly on that, Maygrove. I haven't seen his run first up.
Another horse we saw in Sydney.
One thing with Maygrove, when they did the form for him during the autumn, and I know, and from hearing from Murray, he was all of his better form in Melbourne was Melbourne way of going. And so I'm assuming that that's why he's been sent down there for the spring, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him make a big leap of improvement. Yeah,
okay, well, that's a good little point. He's won at 2400 at Trentham, so let's keep an eye on old mate Maygrove.
Sounds good.
Race number 5.
Yes, 1,000 Guineas Prelude, really starting to get. I love this time of year. Exciting young horses.
Yep.
Progressing, seeing where they all end up.
Yeah, for sure.
Top 3 in the market. Stay With Me at $3.50. Pasadena Girl at $5, and Miss Gunpowder at $5.50.
Yeah, look, for those that haven't done the race last start, the Stay With Me day, it was a real run-on day.
Yep.
And look, super impressive visually. The horse, we always knew it had ability. I think it was backed as if it was absolutely off the mat one day in Sydney when it threw its head around and stuff like that. So
yes,
I was half potting it first up just because of its bad manners, but it did come back and it did most things right. So I'm saying it's definitely a better horse, and it had the perfect run and did the job real well. So you can't knock it.
Yeah.
It's going to be right in the finish, no doubt. As is Pasadena Girl, who flew at the line. It also had a nice run off the fence, sort of coming down the outside. Horse that didn't have any chance was a horse called Sagaron.
Yep.
It was never going to be in the finish, but it was travelling just as well as the winner when it got held up. Won $17, which is Sagaron. The favourite, Stay With Me, is now into sort of $3. So I know there's a bit of a word around. It needs a bit longer, Sagaron, but it's at the price of $17. I've put it out to the followers saying it's a little bit of early overs, and for barrier 12, if you can run on, it's probably a runaway from doing something real good, but each way I think it could maybe run a hole.
Yeah, look, I thought a win that day to Handfast, which is not a bad little horse out of the O'Shea camp. Beat him that day, then ran second to Press Statement, which we've seen is to be good form.
Yep.
Returning, look, yeah, should be one. She'll appreciate the 1400. Probably could be just that one run away.
Yep.
Moving forward, probably looking for the mole next start to really come into a game. I thought Stay With Me, yeah, she was suited by the bias the other day, but she was always going to be a horse that was going to appreciate getting the 1400 by a racing pattern, in my opinion.
Yep.
I thought there was 2 other runs that were quite good. Jamaica, she was wide throughout.
Yep.
On pace, was entitled to be beaten a lot further than she was. Only got beaten 2. She's probably entitled to be beaten 5 at least.
Yep.
I thought she's a talented horse. I liked her run. I just hope that it hasn't gassed her too much the run.
Yep.
She's another good one. And one other that I'm very interested in is Alaskan Rose. Her 2 wins have been effortless. She has the style of a very nice horse. I love her action, and I know both of her runs, everything went away, but I think she's a very talented filly. Yep,
no, she certainly does. And then there's a couple of horses coming with the Petite Falou form, which is super strong. So look, it's a cracking race, and don't doubt Marley was from that race as well last time. We see Don't Doubt Mama came out and won last start. So look, there's plenty of ways to go. I find it's a pretty tough race. I think there's a bit of value in the 3, and I'll be interested to see what Darren does.
Yeah, it'll be a very, very interesting race to watch.
And you can only find out by getting your set.
Excellent.
Race 6, we've got Ready for Victory is leading the market, isn't it?
Yeah, Ready for Victory at $3.50, and then there's kind of a bit of a big gap to, I think, about Tulsar's around the $8 mark. You got Spieth 15, Bonarum $9.
Yep.
Around there, so they all seem to be pretty close to double figures, other than Ready for Victory.
Yeah, Ready for Victory was a sort of a massive run in the Golden Slipper, wasn't it? It was
he's green as grass, ran down the outside, and then was over the top by the time he got to the sires. Yep,
and look, I know Darren and I sort of had some question marks on him, what that sort of run means as for this preparation, and look, I've got to say it performed really well. The King Light form, I think you're going to find, is pretty strong, and I can't pot it, and I think it's a deserved favourite.
Yeah, look, I think he should have won first up with even luck, and second up, he probably definitely should have ran second.
Yep.
And would have fought out the finish.
Yeah, like a horse I had a bit of luck with, Bonarum. Look, I don't think it comes from the right form. We see Lizard Island got the cash yesterday at real short odds in a race that was no good. But look, I think I'm pretty sure I'll be having Ready for Victory in my numbers. And hey, look at the horse. Spieth's come to town. Probably talking to Bryce Hayes. We spoke to Bryce here in Studio B. I think. Look, but maybe the horse is a runaway, a prep away,
yeah.
And he wasn't quite sure if he wanted to go to this race, but they're there, so obviously the connections are pushing for it.
Yeah, I think he wants to head towards the Caulfield innings. I think he would have been a horse better suited at Flemington, where he gets that slightly longer straight and really gets to wind up.
Yep. I think Metallic Crown, for those that were watching Sydney, look, it was massive. Got the benefit of the bias, and it won. Ended up being in the Group 3 Dynasty. $21 is still a massive price, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was a huge price.
At first, I saw it, I was like, no, I want to lay this. But then I saw $21, and they've completely brushed it.
They went with your thought process, thinking that he was gifted.
Yeah, exactly. Normally, when that happens, they're about $10. So, yeah, look, bit of value, Metallic Crown. We see what Chris Waller can do with the likes of Amicus. Amicus was gifted a win a few starts ago, when Winetail should have won. And then it went to Melbourne and won the group race. Yeah, look, I'm just saying a little bit of value, but I think 3 ready for victory is going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, I'm interested in Metallic Crown at the price. I thought it was gross overs. One horse that I was quite keen on, I loved its last run, was Tulsa.
Yeah.
Lightly raced Moroni gelding.
Yeah.
He had no luck at all through the race. He should have run a place, if not almost won the race. He looks to have a beautiful turn of foot. I was impressed with his win during the midweeks on to break his maiden, and I think he's a lovely horse, and he's at each way odds. Just needs a little bit of luck from the wide game.
Okay, sounds good. Let's have a look at the feature of the day, the Underwood.
Yes, we have, surprisingly in my view, Faulkner, $3.75 favourite. Contributor at $4 and the cleaner at $6.50.
Now let's talk about contributor. He was sent out at about $1.70, $1.60, or maybe it eased late in betting last start.
He got out to about $2.30, $2.50 the fare actually.
And basically what the horse has never done in Australia is it hasn't been a race with strong speed and a real endurance test, and the punters got onto that late, and look, the cleaner ran him off his feet, and he was sort of gone around the turn. I guess the question is for the punters, is this race coming along one start too quickly for him?
Yeah, it could be.
I still think it is.
I'd like to hear what the mounting yard report is on just how forward and fit he is. I think if he's anywhere near his best, he'll just win.
Yeah, I agree. We got to make that call though. I'm saying the cleaner third up at 1800 is going to be very hard to get past, and I don't know if contributor can get past in this start, but I definitely think he can next start. So I definitely have the cleaner being right in the finish, and how can you go past Faulkner? He's absolute one of the class weight for age horses in Australia. Returned at a mile first up.
Got the chocolate. Yeah, he's a good horse.
1800 second up, blah blah blah. Doesn't sound fantastic, but he did win last start. He's got a little bit more ability than most of these.
Yeah, he seems to race exceedingly well fresh. They seem to have the key to him. He's just been a horse that's progressed and got better with age.
Yep.
He's obviously the main danger. I wanted to take a massive set against the cleaner. I thought he won around the valley. He did his usual thing. I think he races to his limit, and I think these horses are better than him. Yeah,
and speaking to Darren Potter this morning, he would agree with you basically. Like, he obviously concedes that the cleaner's a very good horse, but he said the same thing. He thinks he's better at Moonee Valley, and he's actually giving contributor a much better push than I did for this race. So he thinks contributor's going to bounce back. And another horse, which I'm sure he would like me to mention, is Dibiani. He thinks it's D-Day for him.
Yeah, I had something on him last night myself.
The price is inviting, and obviously ran pretty well first up and second up as well. So he's seeing that Dibiani third up, this is his sort of target race.
This is his target race. Yeah, he kind of looks a bit like the cleaner in the fact that he's not an A grader.
Yep.
They'll find that right target race.
Yep.
And knock off that B grade.
Yeah.
That B grade victory.
A couple of interesting horses, 9 and 10, Mongolian Khan, Volkstock, and even High World. Let's see. I want to see those horses. I was pretty happy with Mongolian Khan last start.
The other his run was exceptional.
Yeah, someone tell me that Warren's telling me on Twitter that Volkstock's run wasn't as bad as it looks. So
that's both of his runs were the exact same. He's had no luck over the first start machine. He kept copping little check after little check.
Yep.
And the same thing happened. He got caught on the fence and was pushed back. I think that could be a very good form race behind Faulkner moving forward.
Definitely. So good little push from Darren for Dibiani there, and he's certainly not giving up on contributor.
All right, beautiful. Next race, we head to race 8, the Sir Rupert Clark with who was it? Disposition at $3.60.
Disposition, yep.
$3.60 favourite, and then we've got Under the Louvre at $5.50 and Stratum Star at $6.50.
Yes. Once again, it's Lee Friedman presenting horses to the races. A lightly raced horse that's come from WA.
Yeah.
I sort of took well, I wouldn't say it took everything by storm, but did come to the nice races in Melbourne, the Wangina races, and ran Wangina to half a length or whatever, or a nose. So the horse is obviously good. Speaking to Darren, he wanted to know what I thought of the horse, and I said to Darren, I'm assuming you're going to be on Stratum Star, who he was super keen on in the Memsey when beaten by Bourbon. I think he said to me that he thought that was Christmas, that last start should have been Christmas for Stratum Star.
Okay.
So Darren is he's firmly in the disposition camp, which I was a bit surprised about, but I can see his point completely. Look, 1400 first up, did the job, lightly raced. I think the profile sort of fits this horse coming through the grades.
Yeah, look, he's an impressive young gelding.
Yep.
His win, I said going into that win, they thought he was going to need the run.
Yep.
All the reports from the yard said he looked well, but with good improvement.
Yep.
He kind of won just on ability, and you could just see he was just starting to get tired on the line. I'd expect he'd strip fitter from the one.
Yep.
Still down in the weight, so he's weighted well. Oliver sticks aboard.
Yep.
I think he'll be very hard to beat.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a little bit different to Darren on the floor. I didn't think that was really Stratum Star's race. He was probably at weight for 8. He's not really weighted to win in a race as such.
Yeah.
He does come back to the handicap. He does need luck from the gate, but I could see him hitting the line here, and I do like those 4-year-olds when they come back down in the weights in the handicaps.
Yeah, I think Darren said with some of the horses in this race, like Charmed Harmony and there's a few others at the Strawberry Boy, he said there's going to be a strong tempo.
Yep.
So he said to the punters at home, horses that can run a mile are going to be advantaged here, or fit horses. So I give Disposition a good hope. I think it's I think it might ease a little bit. Like it's about $4 at the moment.
Yep.
It's got a good hope. The horses that are greater than the mile are Lucky Hustler.
Yeah, Lucky Hustler.
He loves a mile. He's won at the track. I give him a good hope. Amicus and Charmed Harmony, I said last time he's going to get tested out, and he proved me completely wrong. I think this time,
he's going to be tested this time in a race like this.
Yeah, but
what about a horse like Cosmic Endeavour? I'd prefer her back to the mares.
Yep.
But she's third up now. She should be getting very close to peak fitness.
Yep.
She's going to sit in a beautiful spot, just in behind the leading bunch.
Yep.
Could she run a race here?
Look, I think she can, but look at the conditions of the race. Do you want to be on Cosmic Endeavour or sort of a Stratum Star Disposition with a similar sort of weight? She can. You guys know Cosmic Endeavour better than anyone because you see her sort of progress through the fitness with Gay, and maybe Warren Huntley, who does our mounting yard mail, can give us a bit of a heads up there.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you could get a little push for her. I could definitely see her running a race at each way odds.
Okay, sounds good. Let's jump straight over to the last race.
Last race of the day, the Cup Club Handicap 1700. We have Imagical at $4.50. Takenger at $5.
Yep.
He or she at $5. And
Yep.
then we've also got Kenja Wood and Zabrins at $9.
Yes, let's have a quick chat about this race because it's not that exciting. Look, Iggy McCool was a horse I sort of got stuck into last start, which was stuck into in a good way because we backed it in at 1 through
Got
the
the
Phantom
chocolate.
set. Yeah, but look, it was just a mare coming through the grades. Look, he or she has ended up sort of coming out and run a good race. I think it'll be there again. I don't have much to say here at all. I'm gibbering. I've got no idea. Not that keen. Zabrins I was sort of half keen on as a runaway.
Yep.
Last start. Comes from a disposition race. I do think it's going to be a much improved effort. And look, Tekenja, it's a German horse. Look, it won. That's right. There was a good push for it that day. Look, it's an improver. As is Extra Noble, did a good job on a midweek race. But well, there's too many angles here. The only angle I can say is maybe Iggy McCool might be a risk late.
Alright, excellent. I've got nothing to say because I do not know these horses.
Yeah, I apologise. We should have just cut that last race out. But guys, thanks for watching. Darren will be back with a special guest next week. I won't be there because Darren has moved too far from me.
Yes, he's moved down to Melbourne to be closer to the action.
He has, and yeah, we'll be back. Darren's set is available just about right now. He's interim.
Beautiful.
It's all on the One to Follow side of the Punter Show site, and it gets updated on Saturday morning.
Excellent. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for the preview show of Sydney, where I am well informed.
Yes, see ya.